Alrighty, we should be live. Hello, everyone. Hello, sorry, 4 minutes late. Hello, Alex Koloskov from Photigy School of Photography is here. Please post plus if you see me well, if you hear me well, and we'll be good to go. Welcome to Friday Photo Talk at Photigy. Okay, hello, founder Prakash, Raisa, Janine, hello, Vadim, hello. How are we doing, guys? How is everything? It's an unusual time, amazingly unusual time. Every morning, some news. Many of them could be scary. Many of them, well, it depends how we see them. But mostly, I guess, no. Thank you, Janine. Most of the time, this is something that at least frightening, but looks like we are making it, and we'll make it. So, how's everything? How's in your country? Let's talk a little bit about, in the beginning, since you are real people, you're all my, friends who I never seen, most of you yet. But I feel that, talking to you, this connection is important because it's real. The stuff that you're going to tell me, it's something that is going on around you. So in a few words, I'm going to share a screen. We all see what is going on a chat. 1 second. Where is it? Where is my chat? Here it is. Okay. But I really want to know what is going on your side. So here we go. Now we see the chat, and let's talk about things that is worrying us. I mean, the worries us this time. I'll be ready to talk photography. I mean, always ready. But I'm gonna tell you a little bit about what is going on from what I see. Well, first of all, they looks like they passed that bill about $2 trillion to be printed, right? So to increase liquidity, which might be good, might be bad in long term. I'm not sure. I'm not economist, to kind of get in there. But short term, definitely it will help. And well, same thing for the businesses, same thing for photographers. Many operations will go online, right? Whenever is possible, will be happening online for any business. And I have actually this idea. I talked a little bit about this idea for photographers. Not about product photography. May get some boost. We talked about this there, right? Yeah, all the closed. Sweden, Netherlands. Okay. Pretty calm here, no panic, most people at home. Yeah, Janine. Well, it's same here. Most of the panic is on Facebook. If you go, if I go to the store, that all looks sane, but still. So what I'm talking about is selling not just photography, but selling consulting services. Remember, we talked about a little bit about this. Many people may need to know how to take pictures or videos of whatever they're doing to put it online. And the demand is huge. You can just look at what is going on with devices. Most of them are gone on Facebook. Streaming devices, capturing devices, all that stuff. It's huge. So what it tells? There is an opportunity for those of us who know how to take pictures, how to create, good videos, who knows the lighting, who can help people around, or maybe even online, to do this. It's not about shooting products directly, because every business will try to minimize expenses, right, this time. So they will try to do everything in-house. Think about providing services that will help them to do so, because if you are a photographer, you know how to do this, okay? We had this webinar yesterday. It was cool. It was nice. It was actually it was more than 2 hours, and we kind of hit that the limit on the software that I was using for the webinars. In 2 hours, so it did like boom. But we continued, and then like we created immediately one more webinar, so it was even more than 2 hours. Now I'll be sending the recording about that. Webinar about how to broadcast online. Basically, I was talking about how to do all this stuff. If you didn't see it, you can go to bcastonline.com and see there. Bcast online. So, now, do we want to talk about photography, or we want to talk about something else? I'm ready to answer any of your questions, as usual. I'm here. Well, I'm not sure if I'm gonna demonstrate anything, but if you have anything to ask me, go ahead. Hello, Jean. One thing that is what we have for photographers, if you are not a subscriber, let me show you in a moment. We have cool lesson opened. I'll show you this. If you didn't see it, you can get there, and you can do this. One second, guys. I want to pass the link. This is one of the tutorials from our Pro Club, and you may like it. 1 second. If you haven't seen it, it's completely free, it's open, so maybe cool thing to have. This one, okay, we opened last week. You can, I'll drop the link over here. So it's completely open, you can just watch. It has the whole tutorial, of this shot, how we did this bubbles. It's pretty cool technique. It's something that one of those workshops that I enjoy the most, because it has, video production, a little bit of, and some special effect, basically. And we have post-production, we have critique lessons, so check it out. It's cool stuff. Alex Art, hello. I'm good. So far I'm good. Here in California, well, we almost close to the point to get, how you call it, like almost like a military lockdown, but not sure. Hopefully it won't happen. For now, I can, well, we live relatively close to the highway, so I can hear, it's almost like, some noise when there are cars over there. It was a few days when it was completely quiet, and it was a little bit scary. I know it was never quiet like on those days, but now it's again, even at night, it's relatively, there is like, cars are running. So it's a good sign for now. But, oops, why I'm doing this. But we'll see how it goes. Coronavirus isn't there. Google. And I don't know, in your country, it's interesting. I heard about two things today in terms of economy and things that may help us as photographers and actually small businesses. In US, they're gonna help small businesses, right? I didn't read really much about what kind of businesses. Is it offline or online too? But if you're in US, I think it's worth to check. Maybe you are eligible. Let's say if you are if your photography is registered business, you may get some help, which is cool. Also, they're going to send how much? 1,400 per person, up to 2-person and family, and 500 per kid, right? If it's 75,000 per year or less per family member, I think, somewhere like that, which may be cool. Also, I heard about Google. They opening some program to provide like a credit for advertising on Google for small businesses. Again, it may be cool if you know how to use it, if you're eligible, and if you have something to sell. So you can't really sell your photography directly these days, at least. I don't know, it's probably will be hard, especially if shipping will go down, all that stuff. But you can sell your consulting services, okay? So this is something that you may consider. Okay, again, I'm gonna actually drop here. Again, I can plug this, oh, that's not it. Be custom line. We had this webinar where I was talking about this. You may look at this as an example of like a different services that you can sell. Just check it out, see what I'm talking about. It's gone, it was yesterday, we'll have recording, but anyway, this is an idea for you, what you may probably use. You might create as a service that you can sell by yourself, because you know many things, okay? You can share something that other people need to know these days. Okay, for starters, okay, cool questions about photography at least. Henny asking, Fanny, for starters, how to price my service? Well, it depends what kind of service, right? What kind of area, what kind of country. It's all, I mean, there is no fixed price for this. Start from low, go higher, especially if you are not really super duper professional with big portfolio. If it's the case, probably you won't be asking such question, right? 1 second. That's cool, how it is. Sound noisy? By the way, sound really noisy, guys. How's the sound? I hear some noise. You know what could be? Interesting. 1 second, guys. Wondering what it could be. Want to check what is going on, if sound could be better. Let me see. Guys, tell me, slightly noisy. Static, huh? Let me see, 1 second. I'm gonna check what is going on. Where I can check myself. Where I can. Okay, now it should be fine, no? I don't hear noise. Yeah, now it's cool. Awesome, thanks for letting me know. Thank you, Morten. So, there are models of pricing. The regular way, how almost everyone is doing, they are trying to get pricing from competitors. So you look around for similar services and offer somewhere in that range, right? You can call different studios and ask, how are you gonna. That's not nice, to other photographers, but this is completely legitimate way to understand the pricing for photography in your area. I mean, I don't think it's anything wrong in this. Janine saying that allow silence outside, no plants in the sky. How to counterface with while doing skin retouching? It's a question for Artem Pisarevsky, for our retoucher. We don't do faces much, right? We product photography, but if Shaheen, if I'm sure there are plenty of tutorials of how to do this, and I personally don't do this. I don't do faces. Janine saying my business is actually not going any worse, quite the opposite. Bought some new equipment, but it's taking ages to ship. Nice, glad to hear. Actually, some businesses are growing. That's true. Chris is asking, Alex, I'm a student. Have a quick question for you. I'm purchasing some strobes, interfit, okay. And I'm wondering if I should pay extra for strobes that capture splash. So you're talking about strobes that have short flash duration, right? Strobes that has short flash duration, and it depends. You ask me like, are you going to capture splash or not? It all depends of how you're going to use them, right? I would buy strobes that can capture splash, but just keep in mind that you cannot combine them, unfortunately. If you have 3 strobes, 2 of them has really short flash duration and one has long, and you use them for the set, let's say one for the background, another for whatever, to highlight the splashes, even though 3 is too much, 2 is always enough, just splash. But what I'm saying is that it's gonna end bad because of motion trail on the light on at least one strobe. So you can't really put them together because it will be still bad. And the solution is to have either all strobes with a short flash duration, or, well, you can have separate like a set or at least 2 for the splashes. Yeah. But if looking at what you buy in Interfit, and it means you're on the budget, you're not buying Pro Photo or Broncolor, I think for the splashes, you really can have a few, let's say 2, those Yongino, whatever you call it, well, Chinese strobes. They're speed lights that cost $70 each, and they're powerful enough to stop the splash, and they could be good to. I'll show you something on Photigy we have on the gear guide. About in the blog there is gear and reviews, right? And here we have this list of all kind of stuff. So what I'm talking about, if you buy this, let's say this one, Godox or any other brand fixture for the professional mount, basically this is for Bowen's mount, where you can stick your speed light like this. You can mount any light modifier and it will work for you to stop splashes. So you can have nice lighting, plus it's really short flash duration. You can shoot at ISO 400 and it will be good. So you may have like separate set for this if you want, because the speed light by itself, this one is probably already discontinued, but something similar, you see how much it costs. And it's powerful, relatively powerful speed light. I have lessons on how to stop splashes with this, and actually how to shoot products. Okay, so I hope this answers your question. Okay, cool, no sound. Hi Alex, what is the best lens for food photography? Any camera settings you suggest to get best result? Food photography. Hi Leah. Well, food photography, what the lens? Tilt shift lens, I would say. If you have money, go for tilt shift. For food photography, it will be an amazing result. You'll be kind of like a king because tilt shift effect looks amazing on food. But if you're out of budget for, tilt shift, and talking about tilt shift, I would go with somewhere like 45 millimeters. 90, 45, 90 is probably too much, too close if you want to shoot close-ups, but 45 it's wide enough to get nice stuff when you have not just a dish. But if food photography for you is to shoot just a single dishes, let's say you work for restaurants, for restaurant it's not like you make a nice composition of stuff. Most of the time it's just you shoot some dish. So any lens like around between 60 and 100 millimeters focal length, okay, will work fine. And again, if you go to recommended gear, well, we have all kind of stuff, lenses. So yeah, any lens basically will work. Really, any lens will work. Food photography is not something super specific, but if you, again, tilt shift, you may, about tilt shift, you may go with specific adapters. I'll show you 1 second, maybe we do have it. Let's say, I'll switch back. Tilt shift, tilt, maybe it's not tilt shift, but how you call it? Adapter. Something that costs way less than any lens. Well, this is from Broncolor or from Hasselblad, of course it's top price. But something like this, but there are way less expensive versions. It's well, not sure how to find it easily. Do we have them here or not? No, 1 second. No, unfortunately I don't see this. But it's super cool, maybe on Amazon. There is an attachment that you can put between your lens and the camera that will do tilt shift for you. And you can do any lens, almost any lens, depends on the mount. And it costs very little money. Tilt shift adapter, yeah. So even things like this, well, $200 not that bad. Comparing to the lenses start getting less expensive, as I can see. But there are adapters, don't see them here, with bellows and stuff like this. Anyway, look at tilt shift. Okay, look at tilt shift. Maybe this is something that will help you to get interest in food photography. Okay. We had this a few workshops, I think, with tilt shift and food, when you can move the focus plane across and it looks super interesting. Was it this one? Did I use a tilt shift or not? I'm not sure. Let me check. Yeah, actually, you see, this is what I was using here. I was using tilt shift. Well, it was the view camera, but it's tilt shift. So you can have an interesting way to get focus across your composition for the food. But this is for like creative food photography. Again, straight food photography, get lens, get a macro lens, and boom, you'll be good. Okay, just, well, macro lens. It can be even not like 1:1 macro, but 1:2 will work fine because you rarely shoot really close. Okay, Lens Baby, something similar. Well, Lens Baby, it's sort of like a tilt shift, but it has so bad quality, so it probably will be completely artistic vision. Lens Baby, Lens Baby, Lens Baby. Yeah. Oh, just an adapter. Okay. Yes, exactly. Yeah, Lens Baby. This is it. Yeah, it's. Oh, they have all kind of stuff. So yeah, Lens Baby is basically its adapter, tilt shift adapter. I'm not sure how it's reliable. I never had it. From what I see, it's kind of a little bit too crazy. Probably it's hard to position it really nicely, precisely, I would say. But it may work. It may work. Plus, it turns your lens into more like macro lens all the time, because it pushes away from the camera, so the magnification of the lens increases any lens, which may be cool. But I don't see those adapters. It was an adapters with bellows that can you can rotate the front element. Basically, it's like a mini view camera on two rails. It was something like that, and it was like around $100. It was really not an expensive thing. Any practice today? No practice. No, guys. Working on multiple projects, finishing the new Pro Club workshop. So no practice today. What we did, it was really cool. We tested that new software that we can now use for our workshops. Well, not much difference for you, but it's kind of cool thing to have. So we're going to probably run not only like Pro Club workshops, but workshops for everyone doing stuff in studio. Just need to sort out all this stuff that is going on, because business-wise we need to do many things and we need to do them fast these days. To get on top of everything that happens. So Lens Baby, not sure how it will work. Lighting modifiers, cameras. Yeah, I'm gonna drop this link into the chat. It may help you. Actually, these extensions, yeah. You know, guys, how to use these extensions and why to use in product photography, right? Talking about these. Basically, you turn your lens into macro lens, which for food photography may be a cool thing to have. Because, for example, food looks cool if it's a composition with relatively wide angle lens. Let's say like 50 millimeters, 45 millimeters lens. It looks more interesting with that angle. But when you need to get close up shot of the food, that lens may not have enough magnification. You just cannot focus that close. So what you can do, instead of buying two lenses, let's say if you're really on a budget, you can have one lens with the extension. Let's say 2x extension. So your 45 millimeters will turn into 90 millimeters, plus the magnification ratio will jump 2 times as well, which basically it will be close to the macro, the real macro. So you can, if you're on a budget, maybe a good thing for you to have. It was an interesting question. Let me show you that you may be, well, you will benefit. Let me log in first and we'll see why it's not asking me. 1 second. So we'll do some security stuff here. Okay. It was a question on the forum that I answered recently. 1 second. This one. Yeah, about complete white background. So one of our students asked about, first of all, about this type of shooting table, probably for jewelry. And another question about shooting things on a completely white background. We have this lesson on one of the courses, and the idea is to, how you can shoot a completely white background, have completely white background out of the camera when you shoot even white products. Not talking about black, but let's say you shoot something like this, relatively white, and imagine without any Photoshop, you completely overexpose the background, so it's like boom, it's overexposed, it's white, and the product, white product, looks good. Do you know how to do this? When I discovered that way, it was like, wow. So we incorporated in our lessons. Anyway, we can talk about a little bit about this stuff. I have some kind of, not jokes, but well, have some thoughts why they sell it, and especially showing this way, you know, like you shoot jewelry this way. Just crazy. I mean, what kind of jewelry you can shoot with those spotlights? Imagine how metal will look like on the table. Yes, it will be white background because it's highlighted the, well, the table is highlighted by the LED lights, right? But without anything on top, just 4 spotlights, it will be just worst jewelry shot you ever can make. So I'm not sure what people are thinking about. But anyway, it sells there, and well, there is like a reason for this. Yeah. Ilya is asking what the best quality fixed millimeter with extension tubes or fixed macro lens. What do you mean fixed extension? Oh, okay, I see. Quality. Ilya, I'm not sure what the question is. You're asking what the best quality fixed millimeter with extension tubes or fixed macro lens. Quality? Well, quality, okay, I think I'm getting it. Quality-wise, of course, the lens will be better because you lose quality, you lose a resolution, optical resolution, when you pull lens away from the sensor, right? You understand how it happens and why it happens, right? The projection circle gets larger, whatever lens is project. It's supposed to be there, right, with that size around the center. When you pull lens, it gets wider. So the quality, it's same thing as you pull away the projector from the screen. Let's say the presentation projector, right? You can have a huge screen covered with projector, but the quality will be really bad. Closer you move to the screen, better quality, and this happens with the lens. So you lose contrast, you lose details, you lose everything when you push when you put the extension between the lens and the camera. It's definitely how it is. So talking about this, it's not gonna work, guys. This is not a good idea to shoot jewelry. Talking about Raki Wataki. That's awesome. I love the name. Okay, not going to translate. Hi, Mohammed. Yeah, Janine saying that standards for e-commerce is low. Yeah, definitely. That's why I'm saying, guys, this is our time. Time to work, time to teach. All this, it's all about going online. And many businesses will go online these days. They will need photographers. They will need helpers to set up, photography booth inside their premises, and you can help them. Think about who you can help in your city, in your town, in whatever you live. You can run a Facebook ad for this. I will help to set up, photo booth for your business so you can go online. Really, and for example, with the Facebook ads or Google, I can help here. Maybe I need to create a course because we do it all the time. We pay Facebook for advertisement, and it's the whole, huge piece of knowledge how to do this. So you're not wasting your money. It's a part of that new project that we're gonna do for the schools, for creators who want to teach, how to advertise yourself. But what I'm saying that this is our time. This is when people will be ready to make money for services like this. Just think about it. Okay, talking about this, who can tell me why this is not going to work to get white background out of the camera, especially when we shoot bright or white subject? Why, let's say we have a frosted table, the plexiglass, white plexiglass, translucent, meaning that it's like we can highlight it through, but it's white, it's matte table, and we can highlight it from behind, from the bottom. Let's say if we put some subject over here, and have it on a completely white background out of the camera. Let's say we put some nice subject here. Why this is not going to work? Who can tell me? Just a question. Let's see. Let's see how, guys, you're good at this. Ilya asking because many great photographers use tube with fixed 50-100 millimeters instead of macro lenses. Well, Ilya, I don't think it's anything wrong with it, because if it's a good lens, losing some of the optical resolution might be a good thing. I mean, might be okay, not good, never good. And it's the business-wise, it may be more kind of clever thing to do. You know what I'm talking about. Instead of buying the lens, you can better, for example, spend this $2,000 or $1,000 for the additional macro lens. You can spend on advertisement or whatever. Maybe lighting is more important, and you still can get the same result that looks the same. Nobody can tell difference with the good lens plus macro extension. Yeah, that's why not. I'm totally see this and nothing wrong with it. But if you say where the quality will be the best, good lens will win the good lens plus extension combination. You know, good macro lens will be better than extension plus regular lens if it's similar price range. Okay, Mark is answering the question. You're going to get reflection and spill lights from above all around the setup, which will change how white the shot will turn out. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Mark. So when you highlighting the surface where your subject is laying down or whatever that sits on, imagine how much light you need to overexpose that. I'm talking about shooting on a white background without post-production. Imagine that you need to shoot 1,000 items for e-commerce. Quality could be okay, but they need to shoot on a need to get completely white background. So you have to process each image, you know, wiping out background, either clipping or doing something. And the idea that we have a solution for this, there is a way to shoot on a completely white background. This is actually something that we teach on this. You can guys check if you don't know it yet. I hope you know, all of you know, our best program, the certification program for product photographers, okay? It has how many, like more than 80 hours of video, so it's a huge thing with direct interaction with instructor, meaning that every homework is being reviewed and all that stuff. And there is a lesson how to do this, how to do stuff on a completely white background, okay? How to shoot things. So check it out, you may like it. 1 second, this not. And this is that what you may, if you want to kind of learn product photography. So coming back to this, a little plug, of course. To overexpose your background, you need to put lots of light. How we get in completely white background out of the photography? We overexposing the background to the point that it's completely overexposed. You know, on the camera it will be like a red spot, you know, with that overexposure warning. Thank you, Evgeny. It will be completely overexposed. So we put lots of light for given exposure. And imagine if you have somewhere around that light, around that area, the subject. And imagine that it's white. There is no freaking way where you can have the subject not overexposed, at least partially, just because you have so much light around it. Or you never can have background overexposed if you want to have your white subject to look okay. And the solution is completely different. Let me see if I can pull that lesson. Maybe I will help you a little bit. 1 second, I go to my course. You know, accidentally I bought that course. I mean, I bought the certification program, so I'm here. Okay, it's all my lessons. I didn't make much progress. This is how it looks like inside. Okay, and where we have post-production, do it yourself. I think it might be either here in this module or in this module. So we cover everything, you know. Okay, yes, exactly. It's here. How to shoot, you know, on a white background. Shooting products on a completely white background. Let me. I can make it not a full screen. So let me try to show it to you guys. Do I have just 1 second? Okay, maybe we can jump like this. So, by the way, 1 second. Second. You see this camera, right? With camera, it's easy. I'll try to find. With the white is not. This is why I'm showing why it's not going to work with white background. Relatively old lessons. You see, I look quite different. Let me see if I can pull. Okay, this is the way to shoot it. So I'm going to show you on the diagram, but basically I want to understand. For example, this shot, this is out of the camera shot of a white ball. It's a snowball or blue microphone. You see, it's glossy and it's white. It's completely white. And it's out of the camera. I do have completely overexposed background around it. It's completely overexposed. And we did it right in the camera. Okay? And we did it. You see, this is the real ball. This is. I wish I know what I'm talking about there. 1 second. Yeah, I'm not translating it, so you won't hear me. Anyway, what I am talking about. 1 second. What I'm talking about is this. The solution. You need to physically separate your background and your subject. How you do it, it's up to you. But it should be physically separated far enough that you can put as much light as needed for your background to the point to completely overexposing it. And the light spill back from the background back to the subject will be weak enough so it won't overexpose your subject even if it's white. This is the point. How I did it in that course, what I show, we created the table, the same shape of the table, but from a clear plexiglass. Okay, clear plexiglass. And what we do, we don't have this light. We just suspend it in the air. There is nothing underneath the table, which made out of clear plexiglass. Again, this is not needed. We have some light for the subject. Okay, we have whatever we want to. We put some lights to make subject look nice, whatever it requires, right? Soft boxes, strip boxes, diffusers, depends on what subject is and what it requires. We work with it, and the background, the real background, which is white, sits far away. Let's say 6 feet away, for example, from your subject, behind everything, and then we put some light on it, as much light as we need. And we can easily overexpose it. And still the subject, it could be even dark. White subject could be dark if you don't put much light because of the distance from the background. So it's super cool technique. It works amazingly well, and it really lets people to shoot catalog shots fast, very fast. almost without post-production. You can put, you know, some remote worker from, let's say, countries where it's really, really non-expensive, who will just crop it to you, do a little bit adjustment on the contrast, basically really basic RAW conversion, and boom, save as JPEG or whatever file is needed and send it to the to your client, and it will be white background without any, you know, boogie woogie in Photoshop. Hello from Brazil. Hello Bruno. Yes, it's the $10,000 tip exactly. It already saved money for so many photographers. Really, this. Here you go, guys. Enjoy. Enjoy. Of course, there are some. Well, you need to play with this to understand, because there are some nuances, you know, how to do stuff. But in most of the cases, the biggest mistakes photographers make, they put background too close, and it spills too much, and they say no. Or second mistake, they put too much light for the background. That much that is like it. Yes, it overexposed, but it's excessively much, and it still gets so much light back to the camera that it causes flare, and you know, everything looks really bad, low contrast, because of so much lights hit back to the camera. So it's too much. You need to overexpose it just to the point that it overexposed, a little bit higher, and that's it. So you increase. Anyway, I'm sure it will work for you if you need this. Okay, so on that program, on what I'm talking about, this certification, what you do, you have this set of lessons, and you do homework after you watch it, submit it, and then your homework is being reviewed by the instructor individually. Recorded video for you and sent back to you. There is a video for every student who on the program, for every homework that you're going through. It's about 18 assignments, basically. 18 times you submit and receive the review. Okay. So check it out. It's super cool program, and you can always, you know, talk to our representative, our greatest guy ever, who is waiting for you here in this corner, Morten, and ask about, you know, questions about this, and maybe get even some special pricing on financing, because especially in this time, we're going to help you to get there if you want to learn this stuff. Just ask Morten, and he'll help you. Okay, let's see. Will be good to see lesson on this type of items, metal polished, mirror matte, chameleon, to be able to shoot correct clients, metal plates. So Ilya, you're saying about shooting metal plates and all that stuff on a white background. It's still, you know, it's like whenever you shoot, it basically doesn't matter much. Doesn't matter much, because since you isolate your background lighting from the subject lighting, you isolate it. It is not really that important, or not important. I mean, you work with the subject the same way as you usually do. If it's metal, what do we do? If it's shiny metal, how, in general, what light modifiers do we use, guys? Tell me. What if it's metal? Or if it's, let's say, texture, if there is some fabric, what do we do? What's the difference between, you know, highlighting metal and fabric? Or metal with texture. Okay, it's interesting, like brushed metal, right? It's called brushed metal. Yeah, on any background, agree. Well, it's a big topic, Ilya. It's a huge topic, right? How, you know, to shoot each type of surface. Again, this is something that we cover, but let me try to answer it for you and for everyone. We choose lighting based on the surface, right? Glossy surface in general requires diffused lighting. More diffused lighting we need to, since a glossy surface reflects everything, we need to have a large light modifiers, large diffusers or softboxes or whatever you want, that will cover most of the area between the camera and the subject. You need to cover it with some light modifiers. Usually it's diffusers, and lights sits behind the diffuser. This is when we work with glossy, right? When we work with matte or semi-glossy or like say brushed metal fabric, it's actually similar. We need to do something opposite. Instead of softening light, we put in a little bit sharp light. It could be either smaller light source, instead of huge diffuser or softbox, we can use something smaller, or we can change the angle. Texture to be exposed requires shadows, because what the texture is, right? It's little like mountains and dips on the surface if you look through microscope. To see it, to see this sort of thing, we need to have shadows. We need to make sure that every little peak casts a shadow. And if we won't be able to do so, we won't see the texture, because it won't look, we won't be able to see it on the photo or video. So to cast a shadow, we all know what to do. We need to put light aside, right, somewhere on a side, so there is a shadow. It immediately brings texture. Okay, it immediately brings texture. With the glossiness, it's completely opposite. We don't need shadows. We need to have something else, right? 1 second, Leah. Let me jump on this so we'll see the questions as well, guys. So with glossy, we need to do soft light, but there is a little trick. I'll tell and finish on this. To make sure that glossy surface looks glossy, you must have, it's like there is no other way to make it look glossy. You need to make sure there are parts of the reflection that you're getting from glossy surface that are sharp. Sharp, meaning that, well, whatever is reflecting on it has a sharp edge. If it will be too soft, if everything will be soft, it will look like it's plastic, not like shiny metal. So we always put, something that we called sharp cut-off line from the light to make glossy surface look glossy. I'm talking all the time on the lessons, about this, but this is the main difference. And everything in between. Matte, it's one side, glossy, it's another side, and there are variety, of mixed stuff, because the subject can have different surfaces, right? So the main thing is to make it to look okay when we have matte and glossy and everything in between in one subject. This is where it's like you constructing all this reality with different light modifiers, depends on what you're highlighting with that modifier. So it's crazy. Okay, the problem is to show structure on mirrored surface or chameleon. What do you mean chameleon? I'm not sure what they mean on this. You can actually write in Russian, it's fine, I'll understand. And show that is mirrored surface. Yeah, it's all about glossy. Mirrored surface, for me, it's glossy, right? Something that reflects directly stuff. Здравствуйте, Zlatagorye. Hello, Zlatagorye. Julie, and yes, on jewelry, it's the biggest challenge. Yeah, how to make metal to look shiny, how to make all these sparkly diamonds to be sparkly. But in general, most of jewelry it's glossy surfaces. So we work with large diffusers, but there are tons of tricks. Jewelry is the trickiest part, probably. The trickiest type of product photography. Yeah, I think more than half will fail the task. Yes, definitely. Well, that's true. I mean, everything comes with the practice, and if you sit and you will start working with all this, eventually you will find out the way to do this. We help, any education can help you to speed up the process of learning, right? You can see then, you need to basically invent bicycle all the time. But in general, it's all about practice. And of course, it really helps to understand the main principle of all this stuff. And the principle is the law of reflection, basically. This is why I have, all the time in studio, I have this little flashlight with a bright spotlight that I use to calculate, to try to understand what reflection I'm getting from where. It's really like I'm looking through the viewfinder of the lens. If I struggle to make something look the way that I want, it just means that I couldn't put light modifier where it's supposed to be to get reflected on that surface the way that I want. And I try to figure out this all the time. I use a flashlight. I point it to area around the subject on the studio or whatever to see where the reflection is coming from. If I know where reflection is coming from, boom, it's super easy. I just put whatever I want to be reflected in that area. Diffuser, softbox, sharp light, whatever. So once you understand that it's all about, this law of reflection, everything is easy. Yeah. You can you can send a link to the image if you have. You can probably send it here and I'll show this. Hello, Brazil. Felipe, hello. So this is, this is the beauty of product photography. You can learn it alone, right? You can sit in your studio, in your homemade studio or whatever, without anyone with you, if you're in isolation like most of us, right? And learn this or work on this. It's a beautiful, it's a good time to do product photography. It's hard to do, weddings these days. I'm wondering, people not getting married, right? Anymore. Guys, what will happen to the humanity? Or we need to change something in the way that we live. There is no marriage needed. I'm kidding. It should be the ceremony online to, to sign up all this stuff and get, husband and wife, to become husband and wife. Oh, there is huge industry about this. Who will make a first online project where you can get married? Why not? It's coming. If you sit for a whole year like this. Yes, practice and more practice, exactly. Hi, I'm taking a picture of tomato. Seed sprouts right now. You're taking, oh, nice. Seed sprouts, it's cool. Use sharp light, use hair light. They look nice, with hair light behind. I can even imagine on darker background if possible. If not white, but it's not gonna look nice. Tomatoes, well, tomatoes. Cut them nicely. Show it. Super basic news. Show what you got. Send a link on the chat. Oh, thank you, Lena. Yeah, I tried to fix it since yesterday. Yeah. Insta marriage. That's cool. I need to register. Let's go and register this. How? No, not marriage. Marriage. How? Okay, let's do. And 1 second, guys. Where are you? Okay, let me share something. 1 second. This one. So I'm going to buy it. Okay, instamarriage.com. No thanks, no privacy. Here we go. Thank you for 1 year for now. And complete purchase. Cool, I just bought it. Whoo! The domain. It's actually a small domain. Instamergy. Okay, so we have a new project coming. Guys, we're looking for programmers, we're looking for priests, we're looking for photographers who can shoot the people remotely. You use their cameras to teach them how to put stuff and shoot, and then you develop the photo. I mean, it's all possible, right? Everyone has a camera. You just tell them, okay, guys, we're going to do remote photo shoot of your marriage. So you do this for your background. You get that light there. You'll get like that. So you explain them, right? They put a camera. They take pictures. They send you raw, and you send them back the album, and we'll have a business. Cool. Okay, so it's done deal. Send me emails if you're one of those people, and let's put it together. We'll be first who will do it. We have already a domain, and it's all cool. Thank you, Evgeny. CGI, oh, definitely. We need to have all this stuff where our couple will be standing in CGI, right? I mean, nice, they need to choose, what kind of environment. Some of them will choose just a stock photo to be in front of, some, I don't know, church or whatever. But some of them who will pay more, like a premium price, they will have a completely unique environment that you will create for them in CGI. And you'll be standing, let's say, on Mars. Why not? Or whatever, something that doesn't really exist. That's, again, this is something that... And we need to have a broadcast. So the whole ceremony will have the party, friends can watch them, can cheer them, and all this stuff. Yes, and fancy animations. Yeah, it could be all animations. It could be actually a movie. And augmented reality. Boom, yeah. The company, again, for the premium price, we can send the set of stuff, AR cameras or whatever they need to put in their room to get all this running. They do the ceremony, and then send us back. So it's sort of like a rent. It's all possible. Imagine that, you can put so many things online now. Well, you can do all the time, but now it's like you can really, really do this. Anyway. Nice, there is an answer. I didn't read it yet from Ivan for that setup. Actually, this is what I did for Ivan, for our students, right? I explained everything on the video, and you can actually see, I'm talking about the previous answer about white background. And I posted the video, and the student can see what is going on and get the feedback. This is how we walk inside the school, for students of our certification program or pro club. Okay, so this is for students. Talking about this program. Okay, the complete guide to product photography. Talk to Morten, guys, if you want to jump in. I think today we'll have some good discounts for you if you want to take a part. Question, it's interesting. I mean, I can't read. Is it Chinese or Japanese? Почему у вас есть акцент русского человека? It's more than accent, right? I can speak. I'm Ukrainian. I was born in Kiev many years ago. And this is... I still have strong accent. That's true. Alex, hi Andrei, glad to see you. How do you see the future of photography? Not necessarily related to Corona, but in general. Phone, advance, various genres of photography. Well, it's an interesting question. It's a big question. We can think about it. Probably it will be simplified at some point. The photography, I think the photography, the still life photography, the photography in the term that we know it now, will really shift into amateur market. Like, not market, basically phones will be taking huge part of it, and it will be almost no place in the future, not really close, but in 10 years or whatever. It will be just photography on the phones. and professionals will be do way more than photography. It should be, it will be, I think, motion. It will be everything that requires way more than just a phone, you know, with the light and all this stuff. It will be not just photography, it will be something way more interactive. Because photography, how many years? I mean, it's a long, right? It's 200 years. And with all this technology, if you'll have motion pictures, imagine this thing, imagine. Google or whatever, Apple, the big company, will develop the standard for pictures, like JPEG, they did a long time ago. A new standard that will support some motion. It's not a movie, because it's longer, it's harder to host, it's like browser doesn't really support it. It should be some sort of like an iframe, you know, that's not JPEG. But some native format, they will support, let's say, 5 or 10 seconds of animation at 30 frames per second. And everyone can do this. Imagine how it will blow up the market. It will be just huge. Nobody will need just a picture. Everyone will want to have motion. And here you go. This is what we'll do. Photographers will know how to do this. So I think it will be more on that way. Plus AR, plus all this, you know, plus like a 3D. So things that will be more interactive. It will really move to this interactive part, because you know all the frames, you know, in the house, TVs will be more like, well, TVs now, they just TV. I mean, they made for motion. So the still life, it will go away, I think, eventually. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like improved gift, yes. And Janine saying, you know, skills, lighting skills. Yes, this is where, I mean, it always will be there. Because lighting, people generally do not get it naturally. I mean, how to put lighting to work it nicely, this is like a science at some point, right? You need to kind of understand many things, you need to practice. It's a skill. And it doesn't come this way with just the phone. Because when you get a phone, and if you have a desire to shoot, you will kind of learn a composition, everything, even by yourself, if you have that feeling of, you know, feeling of the beauty, чувство прекрасного, right? You can learn it just, you know, by taking pictures. But you can learn light, especially artificial light. Well, first, you don't have it. Nobody buy phone and the light. Right? So it's like this still will be essential, lighting skill. This is why we teach lighting, not the cameras or, you know, all that stuff. It's super easy. Everyone knows it. But the lighting is something. And yeah, improved GIF, GIF, whatever you name it. Yeah. GIF is not good, right? I mean, it's like 2056, 256 colors. Not knowledge of gear, but lighting. Exactly, Janine, exactly. Most photographers use natural light, need to teach them lighting. Yes, yes, natural lighting is what we have. We have all the time. Photographers who walk outside with models, they know about lighting, they use natural lighting plus artificial, right? They have this combo. Oh, it's 1 hour, 13 minutes already. I'm going to say goodbye soon. So they have this, they use it together, right? They have sun, let's say behind, they put some strobe, boom, boom, it looks nice. In the studio, here in the studio, product photographers create this from the scratch. We build the whole reality with the lighting, right? And this is the most complex knowledge, the hardest skill to get, and it will be on demand still all the time. This is why I'm saying you need to go to consulting services. One of the things that you can do beside photography, you can do consulting these days. And I really hope that our project will help you, this new project, the Becast Online. Again, if you didn't see it, you can actually register for the webinar, but you will receive the link to download if you want. There will be a little price, like $9, to get webinar if you want. Anyway, it's just the beginning. We'll develop the whole program where we'll teach what to do with your skills, how to sell them online. This is the main idea of the project, how to sell your skill, whatever it is, online. It will be on broadcastonline.com, bcastonline.com, okay, website, bcastonline. Okay, guys, looks like we get into the point where it's time to say goodbye. Wow, we have so many people watching us. Awesome. Subscribe to the channel if you want to stay updated, with all the stuff that we do. We're going to do a little bit more than usual. The biggest thing that we're going to run Friday for a talk every Friday now. And if you subscribed and have notification on, I think by default it's on, you will have notification on your phone or whatever when we go live. Sometimes we can go live even in the middle of the week to do something, to talk, maybe to make some announcement. You will get notification. You can watch us, being anywhere. It's a cool thing. I mean, it's not a bad thing. And well, there is no spam on this, right? It's just if you release new lesson or new tutorial or review or live. And it's not that often. So subscribe. Thank you. Хотел бы поблагодарить вас за все. Смотря ваше видео, научился многому. Большой респект. Желаю дальнейшего продвижения. Wow. Спасибо. Thank you so much for such kind of words. There are some kind of words in Russian was sent. Yeah, this makes, well, I feel really good about what I do because I hear this type of feedback. So thank you. Alrighty. So guys, it was a pleasure talking to you as usual. Stay calm, stay healthy, take care of yourself, your family, your friends. Not an easy time for us, but definitely we will make it, and I strongly believe that we'll become better at, well, everything we do. Okay, because this is very powerful times when things change with this huge shift of paradigm. That's how you call it, right? Big changes. It's a time for proactive people. Let's be proactive, really. It's not about sitting and doing, oh, what is going to happen. No, let's do something. Let's think what will be our place in the new world. I think it's a pretty good place. Could be if we will do something. Okay? Thank you. We're all good, yeah. Yes, we're all gonna make it, definitely. So, thank you. See you next Friday. Goodbye, guys. Yes, let's end.